Trump's tariffs are shaking up markets everywhere, including here in India. Foreign investors are pulling out billions of dollars, and the month of March was particularly rough. Foreign investors withdrew over 24,000 crore rupees. That's more than $2 billion in this month so far. 2025 has been a year of sell-offs. So far, overseas investors have pulled some $15 billion from Indian stocks this year. Earlier, this was mostly driven by domestic factors like the economic slowdown and weak performance by India Inc. Several major companies changed their projections. More than 60% of them downgraded their profit projections last month. And these are companies listed on the Nifty 50 index. This is an index of India's top 50 companies. So basically 60% of India's top 50 companies revised projections and said that they will make less money. That's a problem. Add to this Donald Trump's tariff plans. They lit a spark. They accelerated the sell-off. Remember, Trump has relentlessly attacked India on the issue of tariffs. Consider what he said last Friday.
India charges us massive tariffs, massive. You can't even sell anything into India. It's almost restrictive. It is restrictive. You know, we do very little business inside. They've agreed, by the way, they want to cut their tariffs way down now, because somebody's finally exposing them for what they've done.
His tone is far from friendly, and it's hurting not just Indians. This market shakeup is also bleeding American investors in India. The US is the largest source of FPIs in India. What are FPIs? Foreign portfolio investments. These are your big ticket investors. They often pool money from clients and make market bets on their behalf, on behalf of their clients. Earlier, American FPIs used to like the Indian market. About half of all FPI investment in India comes from the United States. But with stocks falling, these investors are also seeing heavy losses. Their portfolios have shrunk by as much as 20%, all because of the recent market decline. And that's not all. The declining rupee is making matters worse. Today, $1 was worth almost 88 Indian rupees. It was a bad day for the Indian currency. It recorded its worst single-day fall in a month. And when the rupee falls, the value of FPIs falls as well. It falls because these investors invest using their dollars, but their holdings here in India are in the rupee. So when they sell their investments, they will get fewer dollars in return. It's basically a loss of value. Look at these numbers from September 2024. US-based FPIs own shares worth almost $400 billion in Indian companies. $400 billion in September 2024. And what's the value of that investment now? Some $304 billion. So that is a decline of about 24%. What does this mean for the Indian markets? In the short term, more choppy waters. There could be more volatility in the coming weeks. Indian markets began falling towards the end of last year, 2024. So far, the rout has wiped off over $1 trillion. Experts say recovery is going to take time. US banking giant Goldman Sachs has released a projection. It says the worst may be over for the Indian markets, but the month of April is going to be critical because that is when Trump will decide on imposing reciprocal tariffs on India. He's been talking about it. The US president wants to impose tit-for-tat tariffs or reciprocal tariffs. He could target Indian exports to the United States, and he has set a deadline of April 2nd for that decision.
India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them.
India has tried to meet Trump halfway. New Delhi has cut taxes on several imports, but clearly President Donald Trump is not satisfied. What's worse, he fails to see that tariffs are a double-edged sword. They cut both ways. If Trump raises tariffs on Indian imports, they will hurt the US economy too. Not to mention the US investors who have stakes in India.
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogon, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically, in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs. And that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.